Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Math with Miss Sabrine. Today we are going to practice questions on rules of exponents and how to solve exponential equations. Now in my last video I already explained the rules of exponents and how to solve the basic concepts. So in this video I'm just going to solve a few questions with you guys for practice. The first question we have negative 3a squared b to the power of 3 raised to the power of 2. Whenever you have a power outside, this means you have to multiply this with the power inside. The power of 3 is, if you don't have anything, that means it's 1. So negative 3 to the power of 2 multiplied by a to the power of 2 raised to the power of 2 times b to the power of 3 raised to the power of 2. Whenever you have a power outside, you always multiply the powers. So negative 3 whole square means negative 3 times negative 3. This will give me positive 9. I'm just going to write 9. For a, 2 times 2 will give me 4. And b 3 times 2 will give me 6. So this equals to 9a to the power of 4 times b to the power of 6. Number 2. Here we need to multiply a few numbers. They have same bases, but they have different powers. Whenever you have different powers, but the same base, you always add the powers. So for example, c to the power of 3 times d to the power of 2 times c to the power of negative 2 times d to the power of 4. It means you're going to use the like terms together. So for c, the power, you are going to add up the powers, and 3 minus 2 will just give you 1. It's okay if you choose not to write 1. You don't really need to write 1, but the power is just 1. Then we have d to the power of 2 and d to the power of 4. You are going to add these two terms, these two powers, and you are going to have 4 plus 2, which is 6. So the answer is going to be cd to the power of 6. Let's move to the next question. Here we have to divide two terms by x to the power of negative 1, y to the power of negative 2, by x to the power of positive 3, and y to the power of negative 5. Whenever you divide two numbers with the same base but different powers, you're going to subtract the powers. I'm going to write x, I have negative 1, then I'm going to subtract 3 from it. So negative 1 times negative 3 multiplied by y to the power of negative 2, negative of negative 5. So ultimately this becomes positive. This will give me x to the power of negative 3, 4 times y to the power of negative, and negative is positive. So it's actually positive 5 minus 2. That will give me just 3. This equals to, I can write that this equals to x to the power of negative 4 times y to the power of 3. Now, whenever you have something negative, you don't really leave it like that. So you are going to move this down and the power will be positive. Y to the power of 3, I'm just going to move this down according to the rule, and then I will have a positive 4. Always write your answers with all the positive powers. Okay, next questions. We have a number here, which is okay. Numbers are pretty straightforward. You just need to divide 100 by 25. You will get negative 4 because you have a negative up there. And for s, I'm just going to subtract the powers. I'm going to have 3 minus 2 times t to the power of negative 5, negative 6. This will give me negative 4, then s to the power of 3 minus and minus becomes positive. So 3 plus 2 will give me 5 times t to the power of minus 6 minus 5. It just means you need to add up 6 and 5. That will give me 11. So I have negative 4s to the power of 5t to the power of negative 11. Now whenever you have a negative power, you just move it down and make it positive. So the final answer is going to be negative 4s to the power of 5 over t to the power of positive 11. Enough of simplifying. Let's solve few exponential equations now. To solve exponential equations, we always change it to the same power. 6 is already simplified, but we can change this 36 and write it in terms of 6, which is 6 squared. This side I'm just going to leave it like that, no change. But for this 36, I can write 6, 2. but you also have this power outside. Don't forget about it. That means you need to distribute these terms. This will give me 6 to the power of 2x minus 6, and this side 6 to the power of 6x minus 10. Whenever you have the same base, that means the powers are equal to each other. So I just need to solve for the power now. 2x minus 6 equals to 6x minus 10. I'm going to move all the letters, variables to one side and all the numbers to one side. Negative 6, I will keep it here. I will move the negative 10 to that side. This will give me 10 minus 6 equals to 6x minus 2. 10 minus 6 is 4 equals to 4 of x. If you divide both sides by 4, your x will be equal to 1. That is our answer for this question. Next question, 4 to the power of x plus 2. No need to simplify this side because you can actually convert 64 and write it in terms of 4. Let's do that. 4 to the power of x plus 2 equals to 1 over. We know that 4 to the power of 2 is 16, so we can't use that, but 4 to the power of 3 is 64. Let me write 4 to the power of 3, but because I want to have the same base, I can't have 1 over 4. That means you need to move this 4 up here in the numerator. If the power of this is positive, so when you change it, it's going to be negative this time. This will give me 4 to the power of x plus 2 equals to 4 to the power of negative 3. Then you just need to solve for the power, which is x plus 2 equals to negative 3. X equals to negative 3, negative 2. This will give me negative 5. The answer for this question is negative 5. Last question for the day, 4 root 3. Whenever you have a root, it means the power of this is 1 over that root. In this case, it's 1 over 4. This equals to 9x. You can change this and write it in terms of 3. This will give me 3 to the power of 2x. So whenever you have the same base 3 and 3, you can just cross it out and just solve for the power. 1 over 4 equals to 2x. You need to divide both sides by 2. This will give you 4 times 2 equals to x. The final answer is going to be x equals to 1 over 8. Okay. If you like my video, then don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Thank you.